Today on this 2016 Ford F-150, we'll be having a look at and showing you how to install the Roadmaster Diode 7-wire to 6-wire Flexo-Coil Wiring Kit, part number RM-15267. Here's what our Diode Wiring Kit looks like installed. This will allow us to safely and legally tow our F-150 behind our motorhome while making sure we have all the necessary lights required by law. We'll have our tail lights, our brake lights, and our turn signals. What's great about this kit is that it'll allow us to use the factory wiring and bulbs already in our vehicle. We don't have to worry about using magnetic tow lights or having to use a separate bulb and socket system. This uses what you already have, so it's less maintenance required. You still only have to worry about your factory tail lights. So if you have an issue with one of those, it's no different for servicing. You just replace your standard bulb like normal. But what a diode does is only allow electricity to flow in one direction. So when you're hooked up to your motorhome, you don't have to worry about the voltage from the motorhome being backfed into your expensive lighting components or computers on your F-150. This will protect your system and allow you just to utilize the factory lighting that's already in place. It's super easy to use. You don't have to worry about flipping any switches inside the vehicle. You simply plug in your coiled umbilical from your motorhome 7-way to the 6-way on the front of the F-150, and you're ready to go. To begin our install, we need to find a place to mount our bracket, which is going to hold our 6-pole connector in place. I've already bent ours a little bit, so it's going to sit flush and level when we mount it the center of our fascia right below our license plate. We're going to hold it up and make a couple marks. Now we'll drill 2 holes where we marked. Now we'll take a bolt and a washer. It'll go through the bottom of our bracket where it'll be topped off with another washer and then a nylon lock nut. And now we'll use a ratchet and a wrench to tighten up our hardware. With our bracket now securely mounted, we'll drill a small hole behind it so we have a place to pass our wires through. And we'll enlarge the hole. Now we'll take one end of our 4-pole flat wiring, go behind our fascia, and through the hole that we drilled, and out through our bracket. Now we'll separate all 4 wires from our 4-pole wiring. With all 4 of our wires separated now, strip back some insulation from each one. Now we'll take our 6-pole connector, take off the dust cover from the back, take our wires, pass them through the small hole, slide that back. Twist all our wires, make sure they're nice and tight together. We'll start with our tail light and marker lights. That goes to the terminal marked TM. That'll get our brown wire. We do our ground next. That goes to the terminal marked GD. That'll get our white wire. We'll do our left turn signal and left brake light next. That goes to the terminal marked LT. That gets our yellow wire. We'll do the right one next. And that gets our green wire. And this is what it looks like with all of our connections made. And now we'll take some dielectric grease, which we have available on our website, and flood the back side of our connector This will help prevent any corrosion from occurring if any moisture were to get inside. Now we'll take our dust cover and slide it down onto our connector until the ridge. Now we'll take some electrical tape and we will secure the dust cover to our connector and wrap down until we cover up our wires a little bit. This will just further ensure that we have a weather-tight connection. Now we'll take a wire loom, go onto our wire. So we'll go through our hole. The reason we're putting this loom on is this will help better protect it at the front of our vehicle and conceal any of the colored wires from being visible. Now we'll secure our connector to the bracket with the provided hardware. We routed our 4-pole wiring to the back of our vehicle, goes behind our fascia, and then it goes inside the frame on our driver's side through an opening that already exists. We use the fish wire technique to route it the rest of the way through our frame. Where it then comes out the very back of our frame by our factory hitch. We went ahead and separated all 4 of our wires like we did in the front. Now we need to ground our white wire to a metal surface on our vehicle. We're going to ground ours to the frame in this location here. So we'll drill a hole in the frame. All right, with our pilot hole made, we'll now cut off our excess white wire. Strip back some insulation. Take our provided ring terminal, place it on the wire. Crimp it. And we'll secure it in place with our self-tapping screw. And now we need to remove our taillight assemblies. With our tailgate down, we'll find 2 8mm bolts that hold our taillight assemblies in place. You may need to use a plastic trim panel tool to help separate it from the vehicle. We have 2 connectors on each one. The green one's for a reverse light. We'll press on this tab here, pull it away. We don't need to worry with any of the wires in this one. The other one is our turn signal, brake light, and taillight bulb. Press on the tab here and pull back. We can set our taillight assembly aside or we won't get damaged. We fed our yellow and brown wire up through a hole in the bed, and then it comes up behind our taillight assembly. We'll now measure off how much we're going to need to make our connections and remove the excess. Now we'll take our segment of brown wire that we just cut off, strip back some insulation, take a blue heat shrink butt connector, which we have available on our website. These are for 14 to 16 gauge wires. We'll crimp it on. Now we'll take our white wire that's left over from we cut off from our ground, strip back some insulation, stick in the other end of the butt connector, crimp it down, We're basically just making an extension for our brown wire. Now we'll use a heat gun, which we have available on our website, to shrink down the butt connector. You want to use a heat gun over a lighter because it's an indirect source of heat and not a direct flame. Now we'll strip off the other end of the white wire for our extension. Strip off our brown wire that we brought up. We'll twist the two together and take our yellow spade terminal, stick it on, and crimp it down. For our yellow wire, we'll strip off some insulation, on a blue spade terminal. And now we have our headlights turned on. We'll use a test light to determine which one of our wires is for our tail light signal. Okay, it's the middle wire, which is a blue wire. Now we'll remove some of this wire loom and electrical tape so we have access to our wires. Separate our blue wire. Cut it right in the middle. Strip back the insulation from both ends. Fold it back in half onto itself to make it thicker. Place on our blue terminal. Crimp it. Do the same for the other end. Now we'll take our diode pack. The output side goes towards our connector. The other blue wire will go towards one of the inputs. It doesn't matter which one. Same with our brown wire. Now we have our turn signal turned on, so we can figure out which wire is for our turn signal. And that's only on our gray wire with the orange stripe. So we'll cut our gray and orange wire right in the middle and strip it back both ends. Twist our wires, double them back, stick on our connectors, crimp them. Again, the output side always goes towards your connector. Other end towards one of the inputs. And then our yellow wire will go to the other input. Alright, now that our connections are made, we'll move the one end of our double-sided tape on one diode pack and stick it on top of the other one. We've already gone ahead and dropped down our extended brown wire the same path as we did the other wires where they came up. Now we can plug back in our tail light bulbs. And reinstall our assembly. Now we'll remove our passenger side tail light assembly the same way. Now for our extended brown wire and our green wire, we routed them behind our rear bumper beam and hitch, secured them in place to an existing wiring harness with the provided zip ties, and then we went up the hole behind our tail light. Okay, we've removed our wire loom again and our electrical tape. We have our headlights turned on. We'll test and see which wire is for our taillights. And that again is this blue wire. On this side it has a gray stripe in the middle. Now we'll cut our blue wire right in the middle. Strip back the insulation. Fold it back onto itself to make it thicker. Place on our connector, crimp. Do the same for the other end. We'll measure off how much we need on our brown wire right now. Cut off the excess. Strip back some insulation. Place on our connector. Take our diode pack. Our input side for the brown wire. Other input gets the blue wire further away from the connector. And the output always goes towards our connector. We have our turn signal turned on again. We're going to check which one of our wires goes with the turn signal. And that is our green wire with the orange stripe. We'll cut that wire in the middle. Measure off the slack we need for our green wire. Cut off that excess. Now we'll place on our connector. Crimp it. Take our diode pack. Green wire to one of the inputs. The other input gets the factory wiring. Connector side to the output. Peel off one side of the tape. Stick the diode packs together. With all of our connections made now, we will test to make sure our factory lights work as normal. Tail lights work. Left turn signal works. Right turn signal works. And our brake lights work. Now we have our 7 to 6-way wire plugged into a trailer tester. We have these available on our website if you'd like to get one, or you can just plug into your RV. We'll plug the 6-way connector into the connector in the front. And now we'll test our wiring to make sure it works right off the motorhome / our tester. Start off our right brake light, which also doubles as a right turn signal. That's working good. We'll do the left one now. That's working good. And then our tail lights. And those are working properly as well. And that completes our look at and showing you how to install the Roadmaster Diode 7-wire to 6-wire Flexo-Coil Wiring Kit, part number RM-15267 on this 2016 Ford F-150.
Thanks for watching, and click the link in our description below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com. And leave us a comment if you have any questions.